line in the middle of my page. So you can decide if you want yours to be in the middle or off to the side, and you can also draw some additional pine trees if you want to. And we've got to let somebody in. Okay. I think you did. So Paloma, when you head out, can you shut the door behind you?
Please.
You're going to be gone? Okay. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Okay, so we're going to just draw a nice straight line. We're going to make it a little bit wider here at the bottom than it is at the top. So you can kind of shade it in a little bit if you want to. This is going to be the trunk of our tree. And I'm going to just draw myself a guideline. I'm not going to draw it very dark, but I'm going to draw myself a guideline because I know that my tree is going to be kind of triangle shaped, right? So I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a guideline. I'm actually not going to keep that line there. I'm going to like cover it up or erase it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just start drawing in some lines for branches, and I'm going to keep them in the space that I drew here. So I'm just going to sketch those in, add some space in between them, and kind of alternating them. And I'm kind of pointing them slightly up. Okay, so there's my little branches. It doesn't look like a very exciting tree yet, but I'm going to make it look so. Okay, so for each of my little branches, I'm going to draw like a little scribbly squiggle on each side, angling out. So and I want it to get skinnier as it goes to the end. So skinny at the end and wide where it connects to the tree. Except I just forgot what I was doing there. So have them slant away from the tree, get skinnier at the end. So I'm just going to do that on each of my little branches as I come up. And it's okay if you go outside of your guideline a little bit. It's okay to get a branch that's a little longer or something like that. So just don't worry about it too much. It's just a guideline. And then do a little bit of something up here at the top. So already I have a pretty good looking tree, but I just want to make it a little bit more interesting. I think I want it to be a little bit fuller. So in a few places, like around at the bottom, I'm going to add another branch, and I'm just going to add some more detail to that branch. So wherever you think it, just add a little more texture in there. So Or if you think some of the branches need to be longer, make them longer. It's your tree, so you decide. You can add a little texture kind of in front, like a branch that you can see the end of it. It's right in front. So I'm just kind of putting in a few branches here, making it a little more interesting, giving it a little more stuff. And whenever I feel like I have my tree the way I want it, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a little bit of shading or a little bit of darker stuff to the underside of my branches. So just wherever the bottom edge, I'm just going to shade it in a little darker there to give it a little bit more dimension. And pine trees don't typically grow all by themselves. They're pretty good at spreading their seeds. Does anybody know how they spread their seeds?
When they drop the pine cones.
When they drop the pine cones are what has the seeds inside of it, huh?
Yeah.
So that's why you don't very often find a pine tree that's grown all by itself with no other pine trees around. So you can add in, like here's my pine tree, and I'm going to just draw like a hill, and maybe there's another hill back here, right? So you can add in more pine trees growing behind it, and they stand up pretty straight and tall. They're not always a perfect straight line, but like some trees grow really crooked. Pine trees typically don't. They stand up nice and tall. So you can add more in there and just add your guideline and sketch it in. And just sketch in your guidelines. Start sketching in your branches and add some more pine trees. Give them some friends around. Make it a more interesting landscape. And whenever you decide where your light source is, you can put a shadow on the opposite side on the ground if you want to. So that'll make it a little more dimensional. Okay? So I'm going to come around and see how you're doing.